Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe. But today we are talking about the FTC because they just removed posts critical of Microsoft, Amazon, AI companies, and more. And quite frankly, I think this is actually a really big issue, and we'll dive into that. Now, McKenna Kelly of Wired had a really good write-up on this, and quite frankly, this is what's going on because I'm not a fan. The Trump administration's FTC, or Federal Trade Commission, has just removed 4 years worth of business guidance blogs as of basically this morning, including basically important consumer protection information related to AI and the agency's landmark privacy lawsuits under their former chair, Lina Khan, against companies, as I just mentioned, Microsoft and Amazon, and they removed more than 300 of these blog posts. Now, on the FTC's website, the page hosting all of the agency's business-related blogs and guidance no longer includes any information published during the Biden administration. Current and former FTC employees basically talking to Wired, as a result of this. Now, these blogs contained advice basically on how big tech companies could avoid violating consumer protection laws. In other words, it's guidance for these companies to say, hey, if you're wondering what's happening, go reference this to make sure that you're not running afoul of our rights. Now, one of the deleted blog posts was entitled, "Hey Alexa, what are you doing with my data?" and explained that how, according to 2 FTC complaints, Amazon and Ring, aka Ring Doorbell, etc., they were basically leveraging sensitive consumer data to train the algorithms for Amazon. Amazon disagreed with that. I've done multiple videos on that. I absolutely think Amazon did, but that is my opinion. So, they also provided guidance for companies operating similar products and services. So if you're a competitor, like let's say just getting into the space, this is something that you would reference if you were going to look at this and say, oh, we don't want to do what they did. Otherwise, we could potentially get fined, sued, have laws enforced against us, et cetera, et cetera. They also basically started killing other things as well, because another post titled $20 million FTC settlement addresses Microsoft Xbox illegal collection of kids' data, a game changer for COPPA compliance, instructs tech companies on how to abide by Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by using the 2023 Microsoft settlement as an example. And so essentially that's what we are talking about here. You can look at this as, let's say, a new game developer and say, how can I collect data, process data, etc.? And they're offering you that guidance based off of, basically an egregious Microsoft illegal collection of children's data on the Xbox. Now, the settlement followed allegations by the FTC that Microsoft had obtained data basically from children using Xbox systems without consent of parents or guardians. That's what the COPPA is all about. Another blog post titled "The Luring Test: AI and the Engineering of Consumer Trust." This one outlined how businesses could avoid creating chatbots that violate the FTC Act's rules against fair and basically unfair and deceptive products. The blog won an award in 2023 for, quote, excellent descriptions of artificial intelligence. In other words, this is the guidance that an artificial intelligence company would use to understand, hey, these are the potential pitfalls we would have by developing or putting out a chatbot that, let's say, quite frankly, runs afoul of U.S. law. So why is the FTC doing this? I think McKenna Kelly basically had a possible reason in her article, and that is that the Trump administration has received broad support from the tech industry. Big tech companies like Amazon, Meta, et cetera, as well as OpenAI's Sam Altman, they've all donated to basically President Trump in some way, shape, or form, whether it's his campaign, inauguration, et cetera. And obviously we know Elon Musk, basically world's richest man, leader of Silicon Valley, as well as David Sachs. They're advising the administration as well, and the FTC did not comment to Wired. But I think we have a twofold issue here, because outside of the guidance that it would offer for a corporation that, let's say, is developing a chatbot or a competitor to Ring, or even, Microsoft itself maybe is going to look at this and say, oh yeah, we can't do this. Outside of that guidance that it potentially offers by framing it narratively, what the law is, it also helps us in the sense that we can now reference material to say, I think this chatbot or whatever, violated my rights, et cetera. You can now go see how it aligns with actual known cases in these 300 blog posts and what the FTC typically stands for. With that gone, we don't have what is considered a valuable reference. Now, obviously, there are other references there, but the Federal Trade Commission is there to protect us, not to protect the government, and so, or big business. So I think this is a huge issue. We're going to see essentially what happens here, but I predict more of this information that would be helpful to you and I is probably going to be removed. And this isn't political. I've said it a million times. Cybersecurity is agnostic from politics, but we're not immune from it. And this, I think, is one of those cases where, you know, we are seeing a visible removal of something online that would help us. So I'll take that for what it's worth. You'll take that for what it's worth. And I guess we'll see what happens. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well, Blue Sky and Mastodon also. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please, please, please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.